we're live. Hold on, y'all. Let me push this back away because I don't want her. She always trying to get her little debut. Get over there, girl. And we're live. Hello, everyone, and shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to your girl Siren on the Siren Speak show. Let me see if I can get this. How do you want it? Hey to everyone who's tuned up into y'all. We're going to be talking about some stuff tonight. Yes, we are, honey. We're going to get down and dirty. So excusez-moi if you feel offended by some of the things that I say. It is not intended to disrespect anyone, okay? However, it is intended to bring awareness and, just have fun, okay? Just take this for entertainment purposes only, right? Because tonight we're going to be talking about a very sensitive topic for a lot of us, which is being a side piece. A lot of you are side pieces and don't know, okay? And this is because y'all message me, okay? And y'all be like, I found out he got married or he's married or, all of that and all of this and all of that. And I can't believe all this time he had somebody and, he's living a double or even a triple life, whatever. Whatever it is, y'all message me with this stuff. So I'm going to give y'all my little 2 cents, okay? And if you guys feel like you want to message me in regards to a specific topic, you guys can email me. The email is in the description box below. Okay, so you can email me. But, I guess there is a critical side piece thing going on where people are either just finding out they're a side piece or some people are content with being a side piece, okay? So the message I got was somebody who was content with being a side piece, okay? But getting to the point where they're feeling lonely. I don't know how you a side piece and you lonely. Like, that is just very critical for me, okay? If you a side piece, meaning you're not his main or you're not his wife, okay? And you don't have other, why are side pieces so loyal, okay, to everyone but themselves? Like, you're loyal to this man to be his side piece, but you're not loyal to yourself, okay? By saying, hey, I deserve the best, I deserve my own, I deserve better. Right? I'm just going to be his side piece. It doesn't matter that he goes home to a wife. It doesn't matter that he gives her insurance. It doesn't matter that he pays her bills. It doesn't matter that he recognizes her birthday and spends time with her. It doesn't matter that he gives her children and raise those kids with her. Like, why does none of that matter? I don't know. That's the part about the side piece that I'm just like, Okay. And men, you can be a side piece as well, because some men out there, y'all be with these women. Y'all know they go home to another. Now that's just nasty. I don't know. I always think, like, if I were a boy, would I want to insert into an area where other men are constantly inserting? Like, I don't know. I always think about that. I'm so grateful God didn't give me a peen, honey. I'm grateful. Okay, I'm grateful I don't have a peen, because I would probably still be a virgin. I'll do it myself. I don't know. I can't get with that. But anywho, being a side piece is the definition of a side piece. Okay, now if you are with a guy, you're not married, he's not married, you are not a side piece. Okay, side piece are those of you who are actively dating married men. Romantically unavailable men. Okay, that's what the side piece is, meaning he has a wife, not another girl, not a baby mama, not somebody he's been with for 20, 30 years and he ain't trying to marry her or nobody is the side piece in that point. Is fair game. Okay, so side pieces are those of you who decide to engage with a married man. Okay, and when it comes to the side piece, sometimes they can get caught up and want to confront the wife or tell the wife. You have some side pieces who are just content with being a side piece, and he been married to her for 30 years and you've been his side piece for 30 years too. It's different variations of a side piece, okay? But if he's not married, it doesn't matter if he have kids with her. It doesn't even matter if they're engaged. If they are not married women, please stop making these men make you feel as if you are a side piece. Okay. And stop considering yourself a side piece. If she's not his wife, meaning there's no ring, then you are not a side piece. You are just another player on the board game of trying to win him, if that's what you're trying to do. Okay. So a lot of you who reach out to me talking about, I feel like I'm a side piece, or I'm a side piece, or no. Level yourself up right then and there by finding out, guess what? You're not a side piece. Because a lot of you think that you're a side piece when you're not. Okay. You are a woman who's actively playing the game of love, right? And everybody is available. It's open game when nobody is married. So we're specifically talking to women who date, okay, married men, who are involved in some way, shape, or form with a married man. Could be maybe you just found out he was married, or it could be that, you okay with the fact that he's married. Now, wives, the wife who have to deal with the husband who has a side piece. Okay. Wife, okay, you know that you deal specifically with your husband. You never have to address the woman. You never have to have a conversation with her. Your beef is not with her. Stop opening yourself up to a beef that has nothing to do with you. Stop spoiling the side piece by giving her conversation, by entertaining her. Okay, that's not something that you want to do. Now, before we get started on all of this, okay, let me make it known, right, that Siren, okay, when I met my husband, okay, he was a married man. So anybody don't be like, Siren, sorry, I don't want to hear none of that because you was dating a married man, Siren. Yes, you did. When I met my husband was a married man, okay? So let's get this out. Now, we are talking 26 years ago, but we're going to leave it at that. So when I met my husband, he and I dated for about 2 months, I believe it was. Okay. We dated for about 2 months. Well, about 6 weeks before we became intimate for the first time. Okay. We was a child. Sorry, it had been a minute. Siren was single for a minute. And, it is what it is. Anywho. And after we became intimate for the first time, he and we shared a lot of conversations, and he was always available, like morning, noon, night, 2, 3. I could call him anytime. And we talked on the phone, and we spent every day together. Like me and my husband, from the day we met, we spent every day together. Right now, my husband was an entrepreneur, so he made his own schedule. He had people who worked for him on his radio station, as well as the clubs that he used to promote for and things of that nature. Right. So he had his own thing. So it's not like he had to go to work. And when he was at work with his radio station, I was there with him. When he did events and stuff like that, I was there with him, and I was even on his radio station. So here we are having this, entire get to know each other for the first 2 months, I'm going to say. After the second month, I asked him, so what's your relationship like? Like, this is why I tell you guys, it is important for you to have those healthy conversations when you meet somebody. Ask all the right questions. I didn't ask the right questions back then. I didn't know. Now, you got to understand, this is 20-year-old Siren versus 50-year-old Siren, okay? So we're talking a long time ago, and I've learned from I don't want to say my mistakes, but I've gained, okay, knowledge and wisdom from my past to not do the same thing twice, right? So anywho, I didn't ask him those healthy questions when I met him. He was always there. We were always together. We rode around town. I'm in his car, and I even met his parents. Like his dad's dad had passed, but I met his mom and his family. So for Thanksgiving, I was at his family house. Bay and I met in September. So it was October, November. That first Thanksgiving that we met after being together for just 2 months, I went to his family house for Thanksgiving, So of course I'm like, what's up? Like, let's talk about, because we talked about a lot of things, but we never talked about, because I don't care if you have like exes and stuff. I don't really entertain all of that stuff, right? But if you're married, I want to know. So I asked him, I said, What's up? Like, you just, everything is going great between us. And I waited 2 months to have those healthy conversations. Okay. So here I am sitting at the table. No, we were actually on the phone. He and I were on the phone. And I say, we've talked about everything, but we haven't talked about your, relationship or your love life. Like, do you have somebody? Because I'm starting to vibe you. Like, do you have somebody? And he boldly said, "Oh, I'm married." He boldly said it. He dropped that like it was hot. He was like, "Oh, I'm married." And we're on the phone. And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I'm married." So I said, "Oh, well, I couldn't blame him because I never asked. So he didn't have to write, he didn't have to tell me. I never asked." So I said, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't date married men, and I let him know I don't date married men." So I hung up the phone on him. He called me back. He called me back. He called me back. I ignored his calls for probably like, oh, child, day and a half, honey, until he came and they popped up to my damn house. He was like, "Listen to me, listen to me." And I'm like, I have nothing to say to a married man. Like, I don't care to listen to you. So what happened was he told me, he said, "Listen, I have a wife. We're legally married, but we are legally separated. She does her thing. I do my thing. We just haven't, finalized a divorce yet, but the divorce has been, initiated." So I didn't believe him. I'm like, "Well, if this is true, then I want to hear it from your wife. Okay. I want to hear from your wife." So I said, "Give me her phone number." And he did. He said, "Here's her phone number right here." And I called her and I reached out to her and I say, "Listen, my name is Siren. Currently dating or getting to know this man who I know now is your husband. So I would love to, meet with you and have a conversation to see if what it is he's telling me is true." She and I met up. We went out to breakfast. I sat down across from the table and I say, "Listen, when it comes to him, I'm really vibing him. I like him, and what he's telling me is that you guys are no longer together. You guys are separated. And I know sometimes people can separate and be mad at each other and then want to get back together." I said, "If you want to get back with him, or if you feel like this relationship can be, reconciled, I will walk away from him today and I will never say nothing else to him again." And she told me, she said, "No, you can have him." She did. She said, "You can have him." She said, "I'm done." She was like, "I'm done. He and I, the divorce is already, put in, and I'm ready to go my way and he going to go his way. This is just what we have to do because he and I together are just, that's a no." And she was already in another relationship as well. So, I was like, all right. So of course, after I had the breakfast with his wife at the time, she said what she said, and I told him, "You better stay on top of this damn divorce." So, he went through, he did his classes, they went into mediation back and forth for a while. Child, that took a little minute, honey. But anywho, the divorce was finalized. And then, of course, as you guys can see, okay. So yes, it was about me really taking the initiative and, going to the next step. But had she told me that she wanted to reconcile her marriage, there would be no babe of him being my babe, or my kids wouldn't be here today. Because when I say I don't mess with married men, I don't mess with married men. Okay. Although I've been approached by a couple of married men and, I've dealt with a married man like in that nature. Like, that's just, no, that's it. I'm done with that. Okay. So the need to let these married men be, women, just let them be. Let him figure that if he can't get it right with her, and if you can see that, okay, he's already trying to get or be with her and be with everybody, what you think he's going to do to you? If he's like, he's not trying to leave her, or they're not going through no type of separation, they're actually together, what do you think he's going to do to you? How do you think he's going to treat you? He's already showing you that he's not a person who can be trusted. He's already showing you that he's not someone who can commit. So why are you trying to go after someone who already is showing you that he will hurt you? Okay. Wives, I tell you all the time, there's no need to converse with the side piece. There's no need to deal with the side piece. Okay. Let's get into girlfriends really quick. Okay. Because I have some little story times for y'all dealing with the girlfriend of a guy who's single. Okay. Who's dating all of us. Right. And when it comes to women who are dating, okay, you're single, he's single, he has the opportunity to mingle. I think that when I was coming up, okay, or just the way that I think, a lot of women don't understand that, okay? Because when I was dating and, you know, the guys who I dated, whenever I found out about another woman, I didn't really take it personal. A guy who I dated can tell you, I found out about other women, but when you stop paying my bills, that's when I have a problem. Okay. I was never the type to cut out on a dude because he's dating somebody else. I remember my kid's father. It's the funniest story is that, you know, we were single, we were not married. He was dating a young lady outside of me that I found out about. Of course, he hid it from me, right? But I found out about it. But the funny thing is I was dating her brother. So he and I were literally like seeing outside people who were sister and brother. It was the weirdest thing, y'all. That's just the craziest story I've ever experienced, that we were literally dating sister and brother. Seriously, y'all, the craziest thing. But anywho, when I found out about her, she will always call like my house, like where we live, because, you know, he put me in a place to stay. Of course, he's taking care of me and my kids that we have together. So of course, you know, I think women always had an issue with me because I was always, you know, I guess the one that they took care of the most, but that's because that's what I demanded from them. If we're going to be together, you know, you're going to have your responsibility. You're going to do what it is that you need to do. Okay. So yeah, it was just like, you know, her constantly calling my phone. Oh, when I see you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And, you know, I mean, just the threats and all of that. It's just the weirdest thing. But I was just so peaceful. I'm like, listen, baby, he gonna be with who he wanna be with. If he wanna spend time with you at night and me in the day, he gonna do what he wants to do. Your goal is to work hard, okay? Do what you got to do to make him want to spend more time with you, to make him want to put you in a place and pay all the bills, okay? To make him want to take care of you and your kids. You can't do that, so why be mad at me? This is just what I do. This is what a lot of y'all need to do. See, y'all would be less angry at the other woman if you knew you were taken care of. A lot of y'all not taken care of. A lot of you are being neglected, and that's why you mad at the other woman, because you feel like, oh, you ain't doing this for me, but you're doing that for her. Then you need to put in your demands. You need to make sure that you're choosing men who are doing exactly what it is that you want them to do or need them to do. This is why a lot of you are feeling like the side piece. You're feeling like the second choice or the third choice, or you way down the line, he ain't answering your calls. Listen, a man ain't got to worry about answering my calls because he's too busy calling me. Okay, he's too busy calling me. A lot of you have to make yourself available. A lot of you are not making yourself available. That's the problem. That's the issue. You're not making yourself available. Okay. And that's what you have to do. So stop going behind them. Stop chasing them. When it comes to being this whole side piece, y'all, first of all, when y'all send me requests, please just leave it to being very short. Okay. I don't want a whole book because I'm not going to read all of that. I don't want to hear, Siren, can you talk about this because? No. Anything after because, I'm not going to read. Because I went through this and then Sarah, can you talk about this right here? Sarah, I would love your opinion on this topic right here. That's all you have to say, y'all. Please, no books. Okay. No books. So signs you are a side piece. Now, a lot of you know when you are not the first choice. So we want to go with side piece, or we want to go with, you know, you're not the first choice. Okay. For those of you who are single. Now, for those of you who are dating a married man, you know, when he's not available after a certain time, or, you know, you can't reach out to him, or you got to wait for him to call you. Anything, if you don't know where he lives, okay, because one thing I'm going to tell you, a man can be cheap. He's not trying to take you out, and he's not trying to pay for no hotels. Okay. So if he got his own place, wherever it is that he's living, if he can't take you there, then you know he must have somebody. Okay. Because he's not trying to pay for no hotel just because. He can't take you to his house because somebody else is there. Right. So that appears to be the situation as to what it is that's going on. He cannot take you there. Okay, so you already know he must have somebody else that's there. Now you got some men who are bold, because I'm gonna tell you, child, back in my day, child, I remember this one time I met up with this one guy, and he invited me over to his place, right? And I go over to his place and we there, but he kept going like in the room to like, I don't know if he was making a call or I don't know what he was doing, but he kept going in the room and I kind of detected it was some shadiness or some shystiness going on. And come to find out, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to leave. I'm going to get ready to go. I got to go. I got something that came up. So y'all, I decided to leave. He walks me to the door and all. Oh, I guess I'm gonna see you later. This and that. Well, I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all, I'm at an apartment. He's at an apartment complex. Literally, I walk out of the apartment. I get ready to go down the stairs. There's a young lady coming up the stairs. Now, what happens is she looks at me funny, like, and I look at her like, so I go down the stairs slower. And y'all, she literally walks to the door that I just walked out of, stuck her key in there, and went in the exact same apartment. Okay. So it was just like with him acting funny, it's like he didn't want to tell me, like, oh, you gotta go, gotta go. He was just acting real weird. And I was like, you know what? Let me get up out of here because, I'm up in your place. I don't know what it's just weird. Y'all, the girl, I guess she was on her way home and maybe she was calling or maybe he was trying to see. Y'all, we literally passed each other in the stairwell. Okay, literally past each other. Now, this wasn't a guy that I was interested in or trying to date. I think he was interested in me. This was a guy who I kind of met up with as far as the music was concerned when I was doing music. So he was like a producer and he also had like a label and all of this stuff. And they were doing really big things back then. But yeah, it's just men, you got to be careful, okay? Because that's why I say if they could get a free bed, honey, they will definitely lay you in it. All right. So if a man is not inviting you to his place and he's not as bold as this one was, to kind of sneak you into his place, even when you go there, you can sense, like when you see the furniture match the pictures, and when you see it decorated, you kind of know, this has a very feminine touch to it. You can kind of peep game and see, okay, I could tell that a chick live here or a chick done put this. You can really tell. Okay. So you'll know, you guys, you just got to use your intuition. Asking me, how do you know if you a side piece? If you got to ask that question, you a side piece. Something is not, because when a guy makes you his main, honey, when he's interested in you, then he's going to make sure that he knows where he's going to be calling you throughout the day. He's going to be there. You're going to see him every day. Now, the reason a guy may not be, running behind you like that is because he has not invested in you. Y'all ain't asking him for nothing. Y'all don't want nothing from him. Y'all ain't demanding nothing from him. One thing I'm going to tell you, that's why I tell you, I don't know how y'all be out here with men who not getting you nothing for your birthday, men who not paying them bills. Listen, I tell y'all, when I get involved with somebody, honey, it be hard for me to see somebody else, honey, because they be all over me. Why are they all over me? Why they all up in my space? Because they know they've invested in me already. They know they've started paying some of her bills. They know they put some coins in her pockets. They know that they're taking care of her, not only her and her kids. Okay, so they've already invested. If a man is going to spend his money on you and invest his money in you, you're definitely going to get majority of his time. Okay, you're definitely going to get majority of his time. And I let him know, listen, just because you paid this bill don't mean you're going to be swallowing me up. Okay, because I got more bills than this. Okay, so if you want all my time, you're going to have to take care of all my needs, right? Y'all got to stop, getting out here and not putting in any demands and allowing these men to choose when they want to see you and what it is they want to do for you and all of that. No, every man who know you, if he know you got your own place, he know you got bills. And y'all got to stop making it look like, I could take care of myself. See, that's another problem. This is why you're getting put in a side piece situation. Okay, because a man, when he's in his role, when he's in his masculine energy, he's a provider. So by you not allowing him to provide for you, you're putting him in his feminine energy, which is not good, which is not healthy. So you want to make sure that you keep him in his masculine energy, which means he needs to be a provider for you. A lot of men are not in their masculine energy. So when they feel the need to provide for you, or when you ask them to provide, they're going to get an attitude and call you a gold digger. Okay. They're going to get an attitude and be like, oh, you're a gold digger. Because they can't provide for you because they don't have the means. But when a man does have the means to provide for you, you best believe he will. He will do just that. He's not going to question you about it because he's very comfortable and he's very confident in himself that he got it. What's up? What you need? Okay. And he's going to make sure that he take care of your needs. And when you are in these connections with these men, and like I say, if they're not invested in you any way, shape, or form, of course, you become disposable. Okay. When they haven't invested a dime in you, when a man hasn't spent nothing on you, when he hasn't done two things for you, okay, and y'all done already been intimate, y'all been together 6-7 months, damn near a year, he has not invested in any of your bill, of course you are disposable to him, right? When a man releases his money, his finances, what he has worked hard for, when he releases his money to you, you best believe that he's going to give you all of his time. If he's giving you his dime, he's going to give you his time. Now, if you have a man who got that money, he got a whole lot of money and things of that nature, he's going to, spend time with those who he invests in. If there's a woman who's not asking him for nothing, you got men out there who, that's a turn off for them. Like, damn, she don't really ask me for anything. That makes them feel like a little biatch. Okay. You're putting them too much in his feminine energy. There are men out there who's like, they want to take care of you. You know how many men that I met that's just like, they want to take care of me. They want, what do you need? What you need done? You okay? You good? I know you got bills. I know you like to keep your hair done and stuff like that. So let me take some of that off your hands. Those are the type of conversations that I typically have when I'm introducing myself to a guy. Those are the type of conversations that I want to hear. All that other stuff, I don't really care to hear that. Okay. So y'all, let them know what it is that you need. I tell y'all, have healthy conversations. That's the problem. Y'all not having healthy conversations. You're getting with these men and you're expecting them to automatically volunteer themselves. Okay. They're going to automatically just volunteer themselves. And, they got to like you like that. If they really like you like that, then they will volunteer themselves. Okay. They will make sure that, they're there for you, that they're doing, what it is that you need done, because the reason why they don't want another man there. They want to run away all of their competition. So that's why they're going to make sure they do what it is that, they need to do. Okay. So if you're with the guy and he's not inviting you to his place, he always want to come over to your place. Maybe he doesn't want to go out in public, with you. And you listen, get that cash app. That cash app is a great trace. One thing I'm gonna tell you, get that cash app. That cash app is a great way to trace this situation. Okay. Get that cash app. I don't care what it is. Even if he have to send you money for lunch every day. Every day. I'm hungry. Hey, baby, I'm hungry. See, a lot of y'all don't know how to get out and finesse. Y'all as women need to know how to finesse a man. You got to make him feel comfortable with taking care of you. You got to make him want to take care of you. You really got to put that finesse on it. You got to make him feel like, he's just the only one who does everything that you need, or whatever it is that you're getting from him specifically. You got to make sure that you are really finessing him. I don't care. Now you got to think, now see this, who got the finesse game on point is the strippers. Okay. The stripper, I don't care if you paying for that one dance. If a guy come in the strip club, he sit back like this, he give her that money. I don't care if it's one song. She finna make him feel like he the man for that one song, baby. Yeah, she finna crying on him and make him feel so sexy and stuff. Like, yes, she's entertaining him. She's making him feel like him. And next thing you know, he like, here, let me get another song. Go here, get 3. When you learn how to finesse him and make him feel good about what he's doing for you, okay, he's gonna want to do more because he loves for you to stroke his ego. So when you do need money for your bills, you have to let them know, hey, baby, hey, how are you today? I really, really, really miss seeing you. Yes, I cannot wait to see you again. Don't see him every day, okay? I cannot wait to see you again. Yes, hey, I need a quick favor. I'm going to need about $400 so I can carry these bills that I have that just came in. Yeah, I know you love to make sure I'm good. So of course I wanted to reach out to you because I know my baby gonna take care of it. You always do. I know you got me. I got you too. Yes. Well, I'm gonna need that today. Can you send it to me, Cash App? Yes. Okay. Well, we'll see when I see you what happened after that. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check my phone. Oh yeah, there it is. I got it. Thank you, baby. Ah, I'm so lucky to have you. Okay. I don't want to talk to you too long because there's something I want to talk to you, but I can't wait to see you in person. So when I see you in person, we will continue this conversation. Well, you said tomorrow. Well, you know I'm open for tonight for my baby. Yes, of course. So tonight, okay. I miss you. Bye bye. Listen, you can hang up that phone and call anybody else after that, okay? You just have to know how to finesse them. You got to make them feel like they are taking care of you. They are your savior, okay? Like they are saving you, right? And you know how to, you got to get off that phone right there and don't leave it at that. Listen, you got to be like a bill collector or a telemarketer, honey. You better get on the phone with the next, hey, baby. You got to know how their pockets are too. How are you? Yes, I remember. I haven't seen you, it's been about 2 weeks. Yes, well, I would definitely love to see you again. How about dinner, you and I? No, not tonight. No, 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 no. Maybe tomorrow, because I have to work tonight. Yes, so tomorrow I want to see you for dinner. Yes, I'm gonna pick somewhere nice. I'm gonna pick somewhere really nice because I know you love to treat me to a nice spot. So every time you take me out, you take me somewhere nice. So I appreciate that though. You be showing out. So I can't wait. So I'll see you tomorrow for dinner. I'm gonna pick the place and I'm gonna let you know. Okay. Y'all gotta stay on that phone. Okay, y'all trying to stay on the phone with one dude, one guy, and y'all single. I keep telling y'all that. Get on the phone with them. Make them feel like they are the one. They are your savior. If you don't come take me to this nice restaurant, I'm just going to starve to death. You got to make them feel like they really doing something for you. Okay? Now, you guys, when it comes to that right there, like I always tell people, you should know what every expensive restaurant is like. You should not have an issue with going to an expensive restaurant. You should have a guy, every time an expensive restaurant come available for you, you should be like, oh, I'm going there Friday. You got somebody who's going to take you to this restaurant. Even if that's your first and only date, somebody is about to take you to this restaurant. You're about to go out to eat. Okay? So you got to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you keep your top five. I always say your top five. Your top five should be the ones that pay your bills, okay? Everybody else is somebody to take you out to dinner or a movie or whatever it is, But your top five are the ones that are going to pay them bills. If you single, you should not be struggling. You should not be struggling. And I'm not saying that you have to lay up with all of them because that's not what I'm saying. Okay. If you do it right, you wouldn't have to, you shouldn't have to do that. You should be laying up with your top one. Okay. And everybody else is just a friend. And you say you just a friend. Yes. And you say you just a friend. That's how you got to let them know. See, when you play the game of honesty, like I said, you got to play the game of honesty. Sometimes honesty is going to get you a lot further than a lie. Okay. I know, a lot of you like to get out there and feel like you got to play games with these men and you got to tell them lies just to get money or things from them. You don't. Hey, I have a great time with you. I do. But right now I'm single and I'm out here just trying to see what it is that I like in a man, So I'm having fun right now. I just have a lot of, male friends that I'm entertaining here and there. And, I'll see who it is that I like. I'm having fun. I'm dating right now. I want to see what I like in a man. I want to see what I want, in a man. And if you're comfortable with that, then we can be friends. But if you're not comfortable with me having other friends, then we might as well stop this right here. He gonna call you tomorrow. He gonna call you tomorrow. Okay? Because you want to know what a man loves? A good hunt, a good chase. He loves to win. Okay. But when a man feel like he's not in a competition, he gets bored. This is why a lot of you get, what y'all consider cheated on. This is why they have other, women, because there's no hunt there. Okay. The men are hunters. They're going to go after what it is that they want. They don't want something easy. Why do you think the lion goes out there to hunt? If somebody cut up the food and just sit it there, they're going to look at it like it's crazy. They're going to study it and they're going to walk away from it. And they're going to go out there and hunt some food to feed their family. Okay. So yes, when we're not giving a man that need to be in his masculine energy, this is why they will go to somebody else, and you will see him do way more for her than he's doing for you. And it's like, I don't get it. What is it about? Then you want to get mad at the girl. You want to go fight her, and you want to go bust the windows out her car. You want to do all of that stuff because you're mad because he's doing more for her than he's doing for you. That's not how this game go. Y'all got to know how the game go. When you find out there are other women, that's the point. That's the time for you to step your game up. That's not a time for you to care about her or try to get on the phone with her. Girl, what he doing for you? Girl, he paid your light bill. Because I asked him for money last week and he told me he ain't had none. That's just going to piss you off and make you even, more worse. And that's going to make him not even want to deal with both of you and go get another one. Okay? So no conversation for the competition, for the others. No conversation. Stop getting their phone number. Stop looking up their profile. Stop, looking on their social media. All of that stuff. Okay? Any and every ounce of it, stop. Right? Because that's just going to trigger you. And last thing you want is somebody else you got to have an argument with. Because now you ain't just arguing with him. You arguing with her. All you need to let him know is, I know about her. Hey, guess what? I know about Rachel. So I know I'm not the only one that you're seeing. And that's not your time to, if you feel like you really like him, then that's your time to up the ante. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop making yourself as available to him as you once were. You got to let him know, oh, this is what you do. When you sitting there with him, have him take you out to a bougie dinner. When you find out about Rachel, I'm telling you, hey, baby, I just want us to get back on the same page. So how about we have dinner tonight? Yeah, I'm not really worrying about that little Rachel thing. It is what it is, I mean, we single, so we're dating, and you have the right to date, see other people if that's what you choose to do. Yeah. So, I miss you. I want to really, sit down and have a nice dinner with you. So why don't we have dinner tonight? So once you get him to dinner, okay? And like I say, you want to drive. Don't let him drive. Be like, yeah, I'm going to drive. You want to drive. Okay, you get to a nice bougie dinner and you wait until y'all eat. Give him a sexy conversation. I mean, give him all the right talk. Don't you mention Rachel. Don't you mention nothing he did with Rachel. None of that. You order the most expensive that you could possibly order on that dang on menu, and you sit there and you chop and baby, this is so good. I'm telling you, nobody feed me like you. Oh my God, babe. You make him think he just a man. And soon as the lady come with the bill, and you got to wait till he pay the bill and sign off on the receipt. Okay? Let your phone ring. Yeah, babe. So Lord, hold on. Who is this? John. Oh, hold on. Hey, John, how are you? Yes, it's been a little. Yes, I haven't seen you in a minute. What are you doing? Oh my God, I really would like to talk to you, but I'm like in the middle of dinner right now. But I tell you what, can I call you tomorrow? Because I got to see you. Where have you been? Yes. No, I'm not. I'm still single. Of course. Yeah. Well, I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call you when I get home. If not tonight, I'll call you tomorrow. But we got to catch up. Okay. That's what's up. All right. Okay. Bye, John. Yeah. So, babe, eat his up. Okay. He's going to sit over there and probably release his whole sack in that seat. You got to let them know that they're not the only one. Right? And then you got to get a cash up. Oh, just send me a cash up. Oh, John just sent me $1,500. He is so sweet. He is still the same. Oh my God. Okay, let me accept this. Oh. But anywho, babe, so, and you just got to make it look like it's nothing right in front of him. Just wash it in his face, right? And even though that ain't John, that could be your homegirl, and you could just schedule a call. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know they got that thing now where you could just schedule a call, honey. And you could just ping. Oh my God, he just sent me $1,500 cash out. He is so nice. Oh my God, I'm telling you. See, when y'all don't do it like this and you make a man feel too comfortable, of course he's going to do less. So, what you got to let him know is that, listen, you competing for me. There are people out here who want me as well. There are people out here who's, blowing me up as well. See, y'all like to hide all that, and y'all like to make these men think nobody else wants you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get them too comfortable. They feel like they ain't got to compete, so they feel like they already own you and things of that nature. You got to really know how to step your game up in these relationships, because y'all, my single ladies, y'all hit me up too much with questions about these relationships when y'all making these men feel too comfortable. Oh, I don't know. I want to give this relationship a chance. I just want to be with him. Be with him when you get a ring. Okay? Stop being loyal to a man who has not decided to be loyal to you. And when I say be loyal, you guys, in this, y'all think loyalty is me doing right by him. Oh, I got to do right by him. I got to only be with him. If I'm not only with him, then I guess I'm a garden tool. I'm a tramp. That's what men have made you guys believe, so that y'all could make it easy for them to run through us like it ain't nobody's business. Okay? That's what men want you to believe. But no, you're dating. Okay? If you're selling it for a profit, then, we talking a whole different story. Okay? But, if you out there and you're just dating and you're mingling, you guys, have fun dating and open yourself up to have a good experience while you're dating. That way, when you do marry, you feel like, okay, I've made the right decision. I didn't just marry the man that I've been dating for all these years, waiting on him to propose. Okay. I probably had to shove marriage down his throat, to be like, hey, what's up? Where we at? It's like we giving them too much rope. Y'all gonna have to pull that rope back just a little bit. Stop making yourself seem as if you're nobody, as if nobody wants you, as if you just so loyal to him. Loyal to him is being loyal to yourself. That's how you be loyal to him, by being loyal to yourself, to say, I'm giving myself a fair chance, okay, at dating, so that I can see what I want in a husband, what I like in a husband. Because one guy might not take out the trash, but the next one will. And now you're like, oh, I love a man who take out the trash. But if you steady dating the one who don't take out the trash, okay, you wouldn't know what it feels like to have a man who does take out the trash. So when you give yourself those options to choose from, you can find a better husband when you have made a choice based off of multiple options. And like I said, you don't have to be intimate with all of them. That's not the thing, is to everybody who come around got to get your time. Just like an employer who hires you, they pay you by the hour. Okay. They pay you for your time. They compensate for you for your time. When you are entertaining a guy, because remember, he approached you. You was living your life. You weren't out there going on his IG, sending him DMs, or you didn't run at him in the gas station and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? No, he came to you. He's requesting your time. Okay. He is requesting time from you. So how much you are, by the hour? How much is your time? How much value, okay? Or what is it that you're placing on time that someone is spending with you? But if you like, hey, you could just come waste my time, it don't matter. I don't care about myself. I don't love myself. You could just come spend all day with me. You ain't never got to take me nowhere. Every time we see each other, it's going to be at my house, or, you go just meet me out in the parking lot, or take me to a park, or things of that nature. Y'all better stop that. One thing I'm going to tell you about a man is he will invest his time where he invests his dime. If he's not spending anything on you, okay, he will spend time with you, but he's not going to care. He's not going to prioritize that. But I guarantee you that woman who bills he paying, he's going to make sure that he prioritizes her. He's going to make sure that he prioritizes every dime and every ounce of time, and he's going to be there whenever she calls. You'll be left on red, and messages not returned, all days go by. Listen, when he's financially invested in you, ain't a day gonna go by that he ain't on that phone talking to you, where you at, what you doing, what time you leaving work, all of this stuff. He's gonna want to know everything. Okay. The other woman syndrome. Okay. Some of you guys are suffering from what I call the other woman syndrome. It is when you are okay with being second or third. Your goal in any connection with a man is to become the choice. You are in this competition to win. You are in this game called love to win the prize. Some people said, I had one young lady who told me, like, well, I don't care, to get married. I really don't see marriage like that. It was because she was afraid. Okay. She was afraid to be in the game called love. Okay. She was afraid, and it was her fear that was talking, because she wanted commitment. Whether you want to be married or not, you want commitment, you want loyalty, you want respect, you want recognition, you want acknowledgement. Because if you step out in the world and they're going to say, okay, look at all these women. I don't care if a man is surrounded by 30 women. If he have one wife, everybody outside of that 30 is going to say, she's going to get the recognition. But if a man is standing there and he got 30 women and they are all single, it's fair game. Nobody is recognizing, oh, she's the one, she's the one, she's the one. No, the wife is the one who's always going to get that recognition. The wife is the one who everybody in the world is going to respect. Well, it don't matter what you say, that's his wife. He's married to her. You are always going to be wrong because that's his wife. He has a wife. Okay. No one is saying if he got a whole bunch of girlfriends, oh, she's the right one. No, she's the one. She get the rights. If anything happened to him, the court is going to recognize his wife. There are women out here who's with these men for 30 and 40 years, and something happened to him, and guess what? The wife gets everything, even though they were not together, but he never divorced her. You want to know why? Because he wanted to make sure she kept insurance. He wanted to make sure that she had everything that she needed. He wanted to make sure that house was paid off, even though he was spending every night at Miss Shirley's house. Anything happen to him, that wife is taken care of. That's who God, okay, will recognize. That's who the court system and insurance will recognize. A lot of women be with these men and they never get married. Something happened to him, and guess what? You his girlfriend, and guess what? Somebody in his family got to make funeral arrangements, or somebody got to come to the hospital and sign off, because you can't sign. You just a girlfriend. Even the hospital don't recognize you. So we are in this for the recognition, for the respect, okay? For the loyalty, to say he's loyal to his wife. She's going on his insurance. She's the beneficiary. That's loyalty right there. Why are we being with these men for year after year after year after year, and we get nothing, not even recognition? A lot of us are in these relationships for too long. 20, 30, 10, 5, 6, 11 years. Y'all wasting y'all time. The most precious thing that we have, the most valuable thing that we have in this reality that we're living in this human experience, is your time. Money, you could pay somebody money and you can be reimbursed for your money. You cannot be reimbursed for your time. You cannot say, give me my 20s back. So why are we wasting our time in commitments and in relationships that will not serve us? We got to stop allowing people to come in our life and get and use our time and abuse our time as if it is nothing, as if it is just dismissed. This is why we tend to feel the way we feel as we get older. This is why we inherit a lot of these, emotions as we get older, all of these health issues as we get older, because not only have we been neglected romantically, we've been neglecting ourselves. Because it starts with you. You have to be in that relationship for all of those years, knowing that he's married to somebody else, right? Or either you have to be in this relationship. You've been with him for 3 years. He hasn't decided if he want to propose to you yet. You've been with him for 4, 5, 6 years. You got 2 kids by him. Where's your ring? If a man say to you, well, we together, we here, we together on what we got to get married for. I saw a video a couple weeks back with this guy. I know one of them was this guy, 607 Unk. Y'all know the little whatever he is, okay? He was on there and he had this guest, okay? I can't recall the guest name, but the guy was talking about marriage and he was like, oh, I don't believe in marriage because what a woman, she just gonna get half. That's what it is. You got to get with her and then next thing you know, she get half. First of all, men who are talking about a woman who gets half, first of all, you have to get 100. Where's your 100%? Why are y'all afraid of a woman to take something that you don't even have? Speaking about marriage, like, oh, I don't want to get married because she got to take. You don't have anything for her to take half of. What is she going to take half of? Your opinion? Like men who are afraid to get married for that reason right there. If you're in a conversation with a dude and he's like, oh, I just feel like, why I got to give you half? Half of what? Because guess what? 9 times out of 10, the woman is the one who's in a position of employment where she has benefits. She's probably the one who signed up for the 401k because men don't do that. They go get an hourly job and call it a day. And if they smart enough, they'll stay on that job long enough to where, you know, hopefully they can get fully vested, okay, if they got a job like that offers a pension. But a lot of them have hourly jobs. What am I going to get half of? One thing I noticed, you guys, and this is for my single people, I'm going to tell y'all straight up from a married perspective. When it comes to a marriage, okay, and it depends on how you feel and how you are, I'm going to say that. But when it comes to a marriage, that is the most blessed and respected relationship. If you're in a relationship, let's say you've been with your baby daddy for 17 years and y'all got 3 kids, y'all live together, but y'all not married. People are not going to look at that relationship and praise it or, you know, respect it or clap or cheer it on. Right? Just think about it. You got to go there and they like, oh, are you married? No, but I've been with my baby daddy 17 years and we got 3 kids. All of that is null and void. You don't get that salute until you say, yes, I'm married. The marriage is a very blessed relationship. It's a very blessed commitment until you get up. Either somebody got to come in and chew it up, but the universe is not going to chew it up. The universe will really bless people. It's just sometimes when people get married and they start to get blessed with like a home and steady work and, you know, kids and things of that nature, sometimes it can get to their head and now they feeling like they too good for the wife or the husband and they feel like, oh, I want to go be with somebody else. So they step out and be with somebody else and it don't be the same. Okay? It don't be the same. But to me, a marriage is a very blessed, okay, commitment. It's a very blessed connection by the universe. And I feel like it is recognized universally as well. Because since I've been married to my husband, I could honestly say my life has changed. I have experienced blessings that I don't feel like I got when I was just in relationships and when he and I were dating. You know, we've been blessed tremendously, okay, by God. I ain't even gonna lie. Since we've been married, we have had opportunities to do things and build businesses. And, you know, it's just, if you want to fight certain battles, you know, me and he's purchased a home for me. You know, he bought me a corner store. For y'all who didn't know, when I was in Miami, we had a corner store. You know, he's purchased my dream car for me. Like, so much has happened in our marriage. And I feel like when we were just dating, blessings like this didn't fall upon us. Now, the more committed you are in your marriage, the more blessed I feel like you will be. I ain't gonna lie. When you stepping out on your marriage and you get that side piece, you know, you're inviting outside energy into that connection, which will then distort that connection. And next thing you know, it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Some crazy things start to happen. Okay. Somebody may lose their job, arguments happen in the house, the kids start acting funny, everything just be all over the place. But a lot of people really don't, you know, they don't understand that. They really feel like it might be something else better out there. No, you just have to become a better person. You got to become a better version of yourself. Okay. So those of you who are the other woman syndrome, where you feel like whether he's married and you're with him or whether he just has other women, you just don't feel like, you know, you like, I'm going to just take the time I get. If he want to see me on Thursdays, you know, between 8 and 10, then I'm going to just take my slot. No, y'all better stop that. Okay. Love yourself a little bit more than that, honey. No, you don't accept. You make the time. Don't let him schedule time where he can see you. You got to make time where you can see him. Okay. Hey, I'm busy. Stop making yourself available. Stop, making it look like they could just come anytime they want. Oh, just because I'm in town. Well, you need to be in town when I'm available because I'm not available. I'm not available right now. The more available you make yourself to men, the less they are going to want to see and or be with you or be around you. Okay. When you're not asking them for anything, they're going to treat you like that. Now, just think about it, y'all. Let's say you wanted, okay, let's say, especially as women, majority of us are women, right? And let's say you wanted a specific pair of shoes, right? Let's say you wanted some, let's say just some red bottoms, right? You wanted some red bottoms and they're $1,200. So you work your job and you save your money and you buy these red bottoms. You're going to put that box in your closet and you're going to wear them things and treat them all special and stuff like that. Okay. Let's say you get some red bottoms for free, meaning let's say a partner, okay, a friend, an acquaintance, whatever. Somebody bought them for you. Now, how do you think you're going to treat them red bottoms? You're really not going to really care about them too much like that because you like, I got them for free. Okay. When you're giving something for free or when you don't have to work hard or when you don't have to pay for it, even though it may be good quality, even though it may be the shiz nickels, you feel like, well, I ain't take no loss. I got it and I ain't have to take no loss. It was free. You're going to feel differently towards it. You're not going to love it and nurture it the way you would if you were paying for it. So when it comes to men, okay, and it comes to the women that they're dating, the ones who they're not investing in or fully vested or doing anything for, it's like a freebie. Like I don't even have to do nothing. I could take my money, I could spend it somewhere else, or I could spend all my money on me. I don't have to pay none of her bills. Those are her bills. The minute you ask for my phone number, they become our bills. Because guess what? When you come to see me, in order for you to come through that door, I have to make sure that I pay for this room. In order for you to feel that breeze on your back from my AC, I have to make sure that I pay for that. In order for you to go in there and take a piss, okay, I have to make sure my light bill is paid. I have to make sure my water bill is paid. So if you're going to come over here and you're going to spend time with me, or if you're going to spend the night with me, let me go ahead and prorate my rent by the day, okay? And let's see how much money I'm going to need for you. And that's how I used to do it. I ain't going to. Look, I'd be like, okay, let's see. My rent is, let's say, $950 a month. It is what, 31 days in the month. So let's divide that by 31. So this is what, $30.64, okay, per day. Is that what it is? $30. Okay, so you spending the weekends, let's times that by 3 days, okay? So now we're at what, 91, 93. So we're looking at about $100 a night. That's how you're going to add it up, $100 a night. So when he want to come spend a night, you guys, and spend a weekend, I need $300 to $500. That's just the rent. We ain't even get on the water you finna use. We ain't even finna go on the AC you finna feel while you sleep up in here. We ain't finna get on the cable you finna watch while you here. I need $500. Okay? And let's see how often it is that he gonna want to come. A lot of men, when they come around and they spend time with you, they don't mind spending it because you got to make them feel comfortable though. When he get there, you do got to make him feel like a king. You got to make him feel like, yes, like I love it when you come over and thank you, baby. And thank you for everything that you do for me. Like you always making sure I'm straight. Speak that in his head. You always making sure I'm straight. Like you take care of me. Like I really appreciate that. Like, God, like nobody has ever done it for me like this. Like you be doing it big for me, babe. I appreciate that. Y'all stop keeping y'all mouth closed with these men and learn how to talk to them. Learn how to make them feel good. Make them feel, worthy of being in your presence. Like, wow, it takes a very strong man to be around me. So you got to be strong. I appreciate that. Feed his mind. Okay. Let him know how it is that you feel and go from there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and check out on the next one. We've been on here about an hour right now, y'all. I'm going to be coming live again next week, okay? So y'all make sure y'all check out for your girl and put on your notification if you don't have them on, all right? So let me go. I'm going to see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.